Welcome back to your video. This is a pick a card reading, and here is the introduction. Before you begin to make your selections, which will be on the next screen, okay, I just wanted to give some insight on the intentions that led to this video as we approach the August 8th Gateway Portal, Lionsgate Portal, whatever you call it. I feel that some of you may be expecting maybe receiving unexpected income and clearing away karmic contracts while we talk a little bit about things that may no longer serve you. I was setting up for your pick a card, and these three were the crystals that came out. Immediately, I felt pulled to sulfur. It was the first one. Very beautiful card, very beautiful bright yellow. I love it. Volcanic, progressive, and inventive. I saw the sun in Leo, so I was like, oh my God, this is Leo season. Let me dig deeper and see what's going on here. So the next card was Onyx, and it talked about autonomy, self-discipline, and command. And I'll read you the cards as well. This is Sagittarius and Saturn energy. When I saw this, I didn't even know what it was, but I felt that it was a green light. Well, this was either protective or it's going to tell us something about the limitations, possibly, if you feel maybe not as abundant as you should be. Okay. This card is green adventurite, and lo and behold, it says prosperity, fortune, and opportunity. So my intuition was right, just like yours that led you to this video. When we talk about sulfur, I use it in my road opener sprays and oils. So it's just like I have a connection. It smells funny, okay, and it's very strong, and sometimes, if not treated properly, can be dangerous. All right. I knew that this was going to be a very abundant or energetic, sort of vibe, because sulfur does protect us from negative energies and blocks. When I saw the black, I figured it was either accompanying it or had something to do with why, we may need this sulfur or road opener in the first place. Saturn is no joke. Saturn in Sagittarius is no joke. It may be where Saturn falls in your chart, or could also talk about your south node or where Sagittarius falls in your chart, okay? Mostly Saturn though. And then we have Aries and Mercury here. We are in a Mercury retrograde. Chiron was just in Aries for a while. So there could be some endings and healings and changing when it comes for some of us in the area of fortune, prosperity, and opportunity. I love it. Okay, so just a little bit about each card if you care. Sourced from volcanic areas, sulfur is an excellent companion for bottled up emotions that can manifest as skin conditions, fevers, and emotional outbursts. Sulfur has a negative electric charge, allowing it to absorb toxicity and destruction from your surroundings. Sulfur also brings to light the natural disasters in your personal landscape, highlighting your shadows in order to clear the path for renewal. This opens up awareness of triggers that can cause eruption, placing consciousness in action. I absolutely love that. So with Onyx, you have tune in to your inner commander. Onyx is a strong ally. So in this case, Saturn may be turning into an ally for some of us. It also talks about the transits on the planet. If it's not immediately affecting your chart, it's more so about the planetary transits and then how it affects your chart, which will be more of like a natal chart or a personal horoscope. Okay. If you haven't had one, you can head over to astronauthucci.etsy.com to see what I may be able to offer you in the realm of services or any of the products, okay? Onyx surface represents the passing of time. The balance of the yin and yang is a sturdy and solitary stone and encourages you to break free of any unhealthy relationships in order to break free from any, I just read that, in order to be autonomous. Got it. Know that you are completely capable of making the right decision for yourself. After all, it's your life. That's what it says. With green adventurite, we have prosperity, fortune, opportunity. Known as the good luck stone or the stone of opportunity, Adventurite is used to attract abundance into your life. It propels growth, not just physically, but also personally, presenting learning opportunities for your soul's evolution. Adventurite also aligns situations so opportunities appear. Acting as a stabilizing force, Adventurite balances male and female energy to bring a soothing harmony between yin and yang. So we have yin and yang here, we have yin and yang here. If there's been any slowdowns in your love life or finances, I feel like this reading may have something for you. Or if you're feeling abundant and you can just feel it coming toward you, we may have some insight. Adventurite can also attract love, complementing the heart chakra and resolving lingering emotional issues. I totally love this for you, and we'll get started with your selections. Here are your selections. Group 1, you have sulfur, which would be the air signs. It was crazy it lined up that way. I'm not gonna hold you. Oh, actually, no. You got Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. That's earth energy. Okay. So group 1, you have sulfur. You also have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Group 2, you have Onyx, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Group 3, you have Green Adventurite, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And group 4, Golden Healer, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Take a moment to make your selections. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. And when you make the selection, each crystal has information associated with it. We'll definitely go over that for each individual card selection. Okay, and we will get started with group 1. Group 1, you guys have sulfur, volcanic progress, inventive, sourced from volcanic areas. Sulfur is an excellent companion for bottled up emotions that can manifest as skin conditions, fevers, and emotional outbursts. Sulfur has a negative electric charge, allowing you to absorb toxicity and destruction from your surroundings. Sulfur also brings to light the natural disasters in your personal landscape, highlighting your shadows in order to clear the path for renewal. This opens up awareness of triggers that can cause eruption, placing consciousness in action. Leo, Sun energy. Love that. As I stated in the introduction, I use sulfur. At times it can be dangerous, but if you do it right, it can open up doors, literally, and opportunities. So your runes are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We're going to start with your tarot cards. And if necessary, I'm more than happy to shuffle out some clarifiers. I got some lined up for you. So the first card, I pulled out the big, they're not big, they're just golden. You guys literally start your reading off with an offer. This may be an offer, opportunities. It is the Page of Cups. The pages are usually messengers of some sort, okay? So this could be a message, a letter, whatever it is, it developed from spirit. I feel it has some emotional validity to it. And when I think about emotions and the sun connected to sulfur, it is an opportunity or offer that is pleasing. It's definitely going to make you happy. Now, we talked about the shadowy energy from sulfur that talked about your surroundings, disruption, and emotional instability. So if it is someone in the environment, could be a water sign or someone who is emotionally immature. Let's see what else we have here. Your next card, ooh, okay, so double downing on offers to relationship. And I didn't, I won't say that it's not financial, we can clarify it. But this offer or opportunity either brings balance and harmony into your life or into your emotions, as well as a possible courtship of some sort. Could also be a friend. There may be a friend offering you something, but I feel that with the moon here, either you don't know this person that's coming in, there's some sort of mystery, your intuition is required. We have Cancer, so for some of you, it could be a Cancer in the environment that is a water sign, so be mindful of that. It also talks about the moon phases and cycles, so just be mindful of where the moon may fall in your chart or this person's chart. Now, the moon can also highlight some of the more shadowy energies, so just be mindful if this, is a relationship that may highlight or bring out some of the disruptive behaviors or emotions in relationships. At least you saw this video first. Now, you have the Two of Wands. I'm not getting a lot of shadow with these cards. You have 2 2s. 22 is a very powerful number. It's a master number here. The 2 Wands just talks about seeing the world as your oyster and the ships coming in. Now, for some of you, it's in a distant, okay? And I think this is just subconsciously or even consciously for some of you. It's like you may not see this coming in. You may not even anticipate it. Or like if you're watching the video saying, no one comes to mind, or I don't think this is for me. This just says that the challenging aspect of it, or what you don't see, is your optimism. So there may need to be like a boost in the emotions by way of your optimism to bring harmony and balance into your life for you to attract unexpected income and or a relationship. You have the 4 of Wands. This is an event. So this situation takes place somewhere. It also talks about planning and preparing for it. So getting optimistic, planning and preparing for this situation is possibly necessary. We have the Dog, which is a companion, right? It's side by side with the Fool. It does talk about a friend. So you have 2 friendship cards, right? That may be planning something that you don't know about. It could be a date. It could be a trip. It may be some sort of event. It also talks about the details. Now, if you struggle to get optimistic because you get caught up in the details, and that could make you emotionally uncomfortable, so you kind of tap out when it comes to like visualizing or trying to manifest, just be mindful of that. For some of you, this friend, okay, involves a man, or if there's some emotional turbulence or some shadowy energy, okay, and I already said the Dog is a dude. Right? Now, when I think of a man and a dog, I get the Fool card. So this is an oracle deck, so they wouldn't necessarily have the Fool card come out, but these 2 characters are in the Fool card with a lot of yellow, okay? Not as nicely dressed as the page here, but it does represent something new, inexperienced, very optimistic, and like I said, it could be a water sign. So what I'll do for you, group 1, we are going to shuffle out a couple of clarifiers to see if we can dig a little bit deeper. And I'm going to go with my Wild Unknown deck, okay? And the Marble. Love the Marble. Now, in case you're wondering if this is a friendship, is it money? What is this unexpected thing? I'm also going to pull out one of the relationship cards. Ooh, look, for the Sun and Leo energy, you got the solar plexus, so it does talk about willpower. This one was poking out. We have some sort of transformation or change, and I'm just going to shuffle it out to see which one fits my group 1. So Spirit, we can have one of our sacred geometry oracle cards. You got abundance. Along with that, okay, we got sensitivity and authenticity. So be true, okay? Now, I don't know what the sensitive issue is behind the commitment, but it's like be honest about it, because you got sensitivity, commitment, and authenticity may be important, as well as belief. And I knew there were probably some here that didn't feel, you know, up to par with this situation. Maybe your curiosity has faded in regards to some areas of your life, but I did ask. And for some of you, you have abundance here and the number 8, so that is super dope. Let's see what we have for this took no time to come out. For the page. The page is connected to our little rabbit here. Now, I find rabbits to be good luck, but I'm also looking at the 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and there may be just some mixed emotions about a situation, and this is naturally. It could talk about, feeling kind of blue, dealing with anxiety or depression, or just a little bit of sadness in areas of your life, and those things have to be given up. If this Page of Cups is an offer, it's an offering up to the moon to bring harmony into your life. We have to let go of fear. The rabbit is afraid of everything, is kind of overwhelmed and almost frozen, sensitive, but a problem solver and a good listener. When out of balance, the rabbit over-explains or talks too fast. So to bring into balance, a day of silence may help. Now the rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. And that makes perfect sense directly from the guidebook, because at the bottom of the deck, we got the 5 Cups. Now let's see what we have for the 2 of Cups. You have the Moth Spirit. You also have the 6 of Cups, the Star, back to the 5 of Cups, and then we have the Knight of Swords. So I'm feeling, someone could be thinking about you bringing something up to the light that was once dark. And it could bring harmony and balance to the friendship or the situation. Like if something was left unclear within a friendship or just any area of your life, this new, the 8-8 gateway, because I keep wanting to call it the Lionsgate portal. The gateway portal may bring something up to light, but it brings some sort of harmony and balance into your life. Now the moth energy could be, because we did see the Knight of Swords, a bit impulsive, hasty, or wishful. Now the moth is sure that the grass is greener on the other side, so moth energy is at play when we're attracted to the easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout, so just be careful with that. And since it's next to the moon card, that may be some of the shadow energy that we can work out to bring some of this abundance in. Now we have Virgo, okay? And Virgo, here you go. This is the Hermit. The Hermit represents isolation, ghosting, the unknown, some sort of mystery. Now, I did talk about that. So if you've had any situations that just didn't make any sense, if you've been spending a lot of time by yourself out of fears, okay, or if something changed abruptly that you could have manifested, or someone in the environment manifested a situation, kind of like the rabbit. It's like, you think something happens and it wasn't going to happen, but since you're thinking so much, I'm going to give it to you. Okay. Now, coming out of our shell, standing up, having a backbone, and showing the world what you got is the energy that this sulfur wants to point out to you, Group 1. You have the Strength card and the 2 of Wands to move forward with optimism. Don't crawl up in that shell and hide. It is time. Okay. If we fear judgment and or things resurfacing from the past, I think the Wheel of Fortune may be in your favor with this High Priestess energy, and it's time for growth, okay? Now, our 2 of Wands, okay, now this is what we're getting optimistic about, because you got the Ace of Pentacles. This is something that comes out when there is a property, a deed, some sort of contract, new money, a relationship that's very grounded and very practical, and I love that very much. So if this is about your finances and fears and try not to manifest your fears. It also talks about if there's any hastiness or impulsiveness. You know the story of the rabbit and the hare, right? The hare and the tortoise, right? Oh, look, dude, okay. Overly optimistic about money is probably where we could afford to slow it a bit. And if you don't have a lot of optimism when it comes to your finances, then here's an opportunity in this reading to do so, because the Four of Wands points to healing and it also points to victory. So just be mindful of that. If this is given up, right? Because sometimes the Four of Swords is like, I want to say, a surrender card. So if we give up and surrender our fears to let our darknesses come to light and come out of our shells, there is where your boon lies. All right. I don't care if you're a content creator that haven't started contenting. Okay. If you're a writer or whatever it is that you're thinking about doing or afraid of doing, I feel that you may manifest the fears with the Magician coming up here and the Spider. So it's giving you some sense of creation. And what are you going to create? Okay. Ooh, I like this. Now, with the Four of Wands, well, we talk about arrangements being made, and we talk about a possible gathering or an event. It also talks about planning and the details, which is like heightened optimism. You could be getting a bigger cup. Okay. So whatever your fears are small. Your optimism and your actions could produce much more for you, group one. So I think that that's super dope. And it is the Sage. So whether that's a guide, your higher self, your subconscious, or source, there's something that is like I want to say a higher authority that observes you, that is going to help you to bring this wish fulfillment in, but it's going to require contentment, surrender, as well as like just not caring about those fears and just coming out. Okay. Now this is interesting. The dog is clarified by the moon. The moon talks about the unknown. This friend or this companion may be coming toward you, and they could be a little bit different from you. So this could pull out some of those emotions in you or them, as well as like these opposing forces. I don't know if this is a partnership, doesn't have to be, but it talks about one end goal and having tunnel vision, even if there are the polarities. Okay, because with the moon and the two trees, there's also polarities. And this does talk about balance and some sort of grounding. So I think this friend or this situation is shadowy, bringing out emotions that we need to work through and heal. But on a favorable end, this person may be better with finances or have more support to give, and just may not have the issues that, you know, a person who has fear about money would have. So I think that that's kind of cool. Okay. And here's different. All right. So either we're blending our opposites to face those fears and to become optimistic by still being ourselves, and or someone finds you unique. Your uniqueness is worth being seen. So if you're hiding yourself, it's like you are not alone, and I feel others will definitely support you. Possibly this man right here. I don't know. Let's get a clarifier. I got the King of Pentacles. I have the guide for some of you. I also have a lover that may have returning. I did see the horse. So something that either Spirit is like, no, okay, cool. Well, the horse could be bringing momentum, because the Chariot came right back up while I was shuffling. So I shut up for a second. Is this the driver? Like, what's going on? Yeah, okay. That is crazy. So the driver of the Chariot in the Starman Tarot is literally the Father of Wands. And so for some of you, this may be work. This could be entrepreneurship. It may literally be a Leo. I know sometimes when the Leo card comes out, this is an artist of some sort. Could even be a tattoo artist, a fitness trainer, very physical energy. But for some of you, this abundance comes in your ability to just thrive. The Father of Wands doesn't care about who supports him, and probably didn't have a lot of support or money to begin with to start off. But perfecting his craft, working diligently, and, you know, committed to it, it masters itself. That's what the Eight of Pentacles is about. Working on those pentacles, hanging them up, looking at them, being diligent, the details, the order, all of it. That is possibly what's going to bring in this abundance, or even just like some advice on what to do with some of that abundance, okay? So if this is a relationship for some of you, I did see the snake, which is crazy, and the magician, who with the Fool and a love reading could talk about somebody who is non-committal. And your guides, and usually when my spider comes out, I think about like Kali Ma or somebody who's just very protective. All of this red with the solar energy or the sacral chakra, we just don't want to connect any more cords to someone who is going to be another lesson. Use this time to work through the shadows and any emotional gunk we have deep down in the subconscious, so that we don't have to manifest it through in a real time experience with another person that we have to heal from. Okay, so that is what I have for you, group 1, and we will move to group 2. Group 2, let's see what we got here. You got Onyx, nice choice. Autonomy, self-discipline, command. This is Sagittarius and Saturn energy. Turn into your inner commander. Onyx is a strong ally, dispelling loneliness and self-doubt and installing greater confidence in your decision making. Face your fears and know that you have the power to overcome them. Onyx's surface represents the passing of time, the balance of the yin and yang. It is a sturdy and solitary stone and encourages you to break free of any unhealthy relationships in order to be autonomous, okay? Know that you are completely capable of making the right decisions for yourself. After all, it is your life. Beautiful card. Okay, and it's made like in a little slice or whatnot. See what you're getting a slice of. We have Gemini, Libra, and the beautiful Aquarius energy here in our runes. Your first tarot card is, let's see, what is it? I'm just playing. You have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is beautiful. It is divine. I mean, it is from the divine, okay? The Ace of Swords could speak to setting healthy boundaries, the answer. And I feel like you won some sort of war. It's like coming off as very victorious with this crown on it, okay? I love it. So usually when we receive crowns, we move through whatever energy we've mastered. And I feel that for you, it may be intelligence, communication is big. So if you're looking for careers, okay, or even in your relationship sectors, communication may be a big deal. But the sword is up and it is in the center. The way that the hand positions it, it's like futuristic. So I feel like if you haven't been crowned this sword, you're going to be. If you haven't had this crown and been given this sword, because Michael got his sword for bravery. Now, be it if Michael was defeating his own demons, is what I would sometimes say, like when they say you have to like fight the dragons or whatever. The way I read the stories, because I have a creative mind, sorry about that, it's like when you're in split minds and there's a part of you trying to overtake another part of you and you don't want to let that part win, you slay the dragon, okay? If there's anything that's unfavorable, keeping you away from your perfection, okay? Because y'all got all these air things here. Now, if you're a cross watcher and you watching on behalf of somebody else, don't leave, okay? Because I'm talking good about them. We'll see what is going to come of these cards. And I also will be taking clarifiers with the Marble Stone and the beautiful Wild Unknown Tarot, plus the Animal Oracle deck. So let's see what we have hitters for you guys. With tarot, We also have the Five of Swords. Yikes. Okay, so that's 6 swords, but we're moving away from chaos to calm and still the waters. All right. When I think about this onyx, we're going to revert back to autonomy, self-discipline, and command. Okay. So the split minds, these characters are blue, right? Yellow is usually for communication, and I see that the sun is either going down or coming up. So it does talk about awareness or the start of something as well as the end of it. Now you will come out victorious. So I don't feel with any petty conversations or communications there's a need to engage in any argument, right? Another beautiful thing that I feel about like the 5 swords with the 6 of swords, it just talks about being guided. So being the bigger person, even if it's the higher self or your guide kind of moving you in a direction away from turbulence so that you can steal your mind, because I think like your mind is your superpower. Your communication is your superpower. Your focus, the way you set healthy boundaries is going to be your superpower if it isn't already. So I think that that's cool. Here is the guide. Temperance comes in to alchemize, okay, the yin and yang, the fire and the water. And I also feel that this is Sagittarius energy, so it may just involve a bit of balancing. For those of you that are into the mystics, okay, this talks about alchemy. And in alchemy, we have to be strict and disciplined in order to have structure to avoid any conflicts and challenges. And there's also a way that like we handle conflicts and challenges, which is to transmute negative energy into favorable energy. So for you, I would say with your unexpected income, your abundance, whatever is coming in for you, protect it, set healthy boundaries, and communicate clearly. Because if this isn't you, there may be others in the environment that I want to say don't mix. And the way you and your guide or your higher self is set up, or you in the future is set up, I feel that you're capable of being flexible with yourself. If it involves others, it's just it's frivolous. It's like petty. It doesn't matter. So just be mindful of any communication coming in as we are in Mercury retrograde. Now you literally have the 6 of swords. So I'm loving how it looks like a waxing moon. And usually the waxing moon is about increase and new beginnings. While you may walk away from these swords, I feel that you've learned a lot about the shadow energy within yourself or another person, as well as it talks about being guided like by the hidden, which could be a divine being or a higher aspect of yourself. In addition to that, with the moon here, it may connect even to like the high priestess who, along the fool's journey, whispers the encouragement, gives the answers, the insight, and like sparks your intuition. I feel that she's headed toward the future you. Okay, so if there is any part of you that may need some adjustments, it's like, I ain't gonna meet you there, I'm gonna beat you there type deal. Where these people are moving back into the past, or maybe people that you know, which indicates it's either a past situation or with people from the past, we're making changes and trying to move forward, even with the shadow. If this is someone doing shadow work, I feel like becoming comfortable with who you are, like being well-rounded in who you are, is a beautiful thing, which takes us back to slaying the dragon. Now you may need that dragon in certain situations if you come up, in a situation or are depleted in energy. Sometimes it's beneficial to ride on the back of the dragon. That's kind of like getting things completed and done, even if you don't have the energy to. And if that is the case, then there may need to be some adjustments within the energy, which I do through meditation. Some of you guys can work out, just doing something different, journaling, trying not to take things so seriously. I don't know, watch a comedy show, get out in nature, but it does help. Moving away from chaos, past situations, as well as things that are unknown in the future is a big deal for you guys, okay, group 2? You have the 9 of Wands. And see, I couldn't have said it like any faster or better. This is the waxing moon. This is the waning moon. So it just talks about phases where things may be okay or maybe smooth sailing, I feel like they end that way. Then there's this new beginning that requires some sort of perseverance. So when I said to on both sides, moving away from chaos, and then it also talks about just allowing your guide to be there for you, whether you're depleted, or you just don't have to fight your own battles. When I said on both sides, that's crazy that we kind of talked about this situation, and the Nine of Wands is just really defending, one's territory and all that you've worked for. If you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, or just on anything, I feel that whatever you're attracting is going to require you to be very protective of your energy. Group 2, like that is like the main message for you guys. Now you have female, okay, so this situation could involve a female, which is very interesting, and the color selection is purple. Purple is usually connected to the crown. So when I think about the crown or any challenges, just be mindful of some, mind games, okay? And or if this is your energy, just not being very clear or feeling tired, even sometimes feeling like it's some sort of, I don't want to say spiritual attack, but I know that the Five of Swords can sometimes be where it's hard to get up. It's hard to get out of bed, where you could literally just sleep all day and want to rest all day. Sometimes it's like being on autopilot where we don't want to do something and then we get it done anyway. So with the garden, it's tending to something, okay? The feminine energy could point to just an aspect of you that may be more nurturing, more intelligent, just more allowing, a better listener. Even if you're a guy listening to this and you're dealing with a female, it's like you have to tend to it for it to be what it is that you want. And I don't want to sound like some baby boomer chauvinist, but what you put into a situation, you possibly get out of it. Unless, with this cup here, it's like I'm pouring it in here, I'm pouring it in here to get this perfect mixture. So for some of you, it's going to take perseverance. It's going to take like calming down, stilling the mind. It's going to take nurturing the situation. So we're going to pull out some clarifiers for you, group 2, to get down to the nitty gritty. Now, I forgot to tell you, I'm also going to use the relationship cards, which are sacred geometry, and it points to not only relationships, but also finances or whatever it is that you need. Oh, look, we have curiosity and crown chakra, and look at that number 15. Curiosity killed the cat. All right, so we have Capricorn here, or with the devil card, that number 15 is also connected to the magician. Could be significant to the 15th of August, okay? But we have female, we have crown chakra, and then I was just looking at this purple, so that's kind of crazy. Let's get one card. Okay, that was a few cards. Okay, that is your card. It came right back out. You got curiosity, and look, I'm curious, so I just want to see. You have duality, okay? And with duality, this is things going either way. We have originality, and we also have balance, okay? So something may need to be kept in balance right here, because there's a situation with the female that's most significant. We got this shadowy energy right here, where honesty, freedom. Okay, when I see freedom in fourth chakra, some of you could be dealing with a person that I feel like it's easy to be in confrontation with this individual, and it may benefit you with freedom and the number 21 to let that, whatever that was, be wrapped up and completed, because this seems, if it's connected to the devil energy and it's like a soulmate or just a situation that you've grown out of, you've transmuted the energy, or this person just either requires a lot of shifting within you to deal with, and for others of you, a lot of chemistry. Now that's weird. If you're attracting a relationship or in a relationship with a person that thinks that banter is like a form of attraction because they like mental stimulation, they could play games a little bit. There's also a kind of aggressive energy where someone could be very defensive. They're not like the most practical, like grounded person. And so I don't want to be like rude, but it's like mentally they play games. They may be very catty. They may like banter, and you may question, you may question like their demeanor, their thought process, So just be mindful. But you started out with the Ace of Swords, and like when I see freedom, it's like to liberate ourselves from something, either being in split minds about a situation in regards to you, or dealing with the person that's, you know. You have the moth, okay? So the moth is very symbolic to thinking before we speak in this situation, or it's a person in your environment that may need to. When I say it's the person in your environment that may need to, it is definitely not you guys. You have the deer here that could be connected to this female. And with the Five of Swords, this female, this deer, you have you have to watch them. Now it also talks about observation, okay, patience, and then this core to this connection. Now, out of the relationship into your finances, I feel like you guys have set healthier boundaries and more discipline when it came to your decision making regarding money. I feel like your awareness has improved, and any financial challenges are going to be resolved from past efforts. So whatever efforts that you put into, you're definitely going to get out of it. If you had any questions about that, you got the Seven of Pentacles where it talks about time. And let me see, your card also says something about time. I do believe, it says onyx surface represents the passing of time, the balance of the yin and yang. So someone could be watching the clock, okay? Watching the clock, and then with this Ace of Wands, it's like suddenly there's this spark, there's an answer, there's an outburst, there's a yes. So somebody, like, just imagine sitting here wondering, waiting, am I going to get it? You're even watching the clock, like, to get the money, to make the deposit. You're at the bank, whatever the case may be. And I feel that you may get it, okay? Now with Temperance, I see the Lovers, so it could involve actual lovers, a choice or a decision. I have the Star. It could represent a child or a wish fulfillment, okay? So just be mindful if there is a daughter or teenager, child, whatever the case may be. It just talks about hyper awareness, and some sort of like issues communicating. But I want to talk about this wish fulfillment because Temperance, honoring a wish fulfillment or some sort of star, unless you're like a star seed that has this capacity to manifest, and this transit is going to heighten that for you. I feel like you're going to come into a large lump sum, or this is one of those situations where, like in the Kipper deck, this would be a wealthy male. So for some of you, the Devil card with the King of Pentacles could talk about an individual with a lot of money, okay? Some of you may be Leo energy. I just saw the Strength card. Or it talks about when there's negative energy with the Devil card, it could talk about like darkness in the psyche, because we are like oozing over into the Six of Swords. And you do have the Panther here. So as I'm talking about money and somebody lashing out and watching the time, okay, you got the green eyes. And sometimes, look, that could be jealousy, there could be envy, there could be wanting some of what you have, because there's green here, there's green in the background. So it's like what you're made of, okay? And then who's watching you, I feel, that is the similarity. So something that you're made of, and then the environment, okay? And then it's like how they see it. So some of this is like how you come across with communication. Others of you, it could be like this appearance or the first approach or something to a situation. Now, with the Nine of Wands, the reason why you may have to stand your ground and defend how hard you've worked for, because momentum is about to start building. Your energy is changing, your vibration is raising, and I do believe the divine is working with you. It also talks about if there were any financial embarrassment. This could also talk about money improvement. For some of you, the starfish could be superficial. So if this is a relationship situation with the Lovers and the Page, someone could be juggling, so just be mindful of that. That could bring about some sense of trigger or confrontation around finances or sticky situations. All right. Now, with the female, you have the World card, and it's literally a lady on the card. So you may be being asked, just like the Freedom card said with this deck, to make a choice or a decision in a matter that could wrap up a karmic cycle or a repeat of certain situations. Just be mindful of that. The Lovers could also mean two choices, and here you have the Two of Pentacles. All right. So I want to see what the two choices are. I see Justice, and then I see the Dragon. Some of you guys are going to be slaying a dragon. I mean, Justice. Well, I did see Libra. Okay. So there's still something deep within that needs to be balanced out. Unless you guys are going to have surprising legal matters that afford you a large lump sum. Okay. A very large lump sum. I feel that it could be some people. Hold on, wait a minute. People in your environment may want some of that. And with the World card, it does talk about luck. I don't think you're going to be able to hide it from them. This is also a pair with the Deer and the Elk, but someone is more mature. So it's like somebody money longer than the other person, so I ain't gonna lie. And it could cause some sort of situation. This may also happen online for some of you. And when I said online, you got the Two of Cups and you got a Scorpion. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Now with the Garden, I saw the Five of Cups. I see the Two of Cups again and the Eight of Wands. So let me get one card. Okay. The Choice. Okay. So do you nurture this, take care of this? Do you tend to this or not? Okay. Because here is the Son of Cups. So this is an offer in motion. Now, I'm going to remind you that you did get the Freedom card. So the Freedom card usually, matter of fact, I will read it for you. We got Divine Feminine and Freedom. It's still right here. That is crazy. The Freedom card supports our sense of limitless potential and possibility, boundless expression, and bold exploration. We also have Divine Feminine energy, which supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding, understanding our connection to all of the creations. So I'll just say this. If you are usually in that Divine Feminine energy, the Deer is advising you to do what makes sense regarding a situation, because I feel like your patience and your tolerance with that Divine Feminine energy here may not be appreciated by someone who feels that it's their show type deal. Okay. Now, others of you, I feel that you may be getting more attraction, more finances, if you have a platform or a business, or just more attention, period, with your day-to-day. And if there's anyone observing you, a past lover or a person that's seeing you grow and see you gain, I feel that this is the situation that you may be releasing yourself from and getting the freedom. Okay. So, and that's great for Onyx because it could talk about things that like no longer serve you. And then you have Saturn there. Okay. So just be mindful that Saturn is a super dope planet, but can sometimes be restrictive. And it's like you got to give something. If Saturn is going to be generous or let up on you, it's like you've had to have kicked ass in an area of your life that may have been difficult for you, which is why you get a crown, because it's like a leveling up of some sort with the character thing. It's like a deep down, shadow work, character development type of deal. And looking at the signs that you guys chose, I feel like you have the capacity to do that if you're dealing with a person, okay? And these people could be represented in the cards. Spirit said that they're not. Well, okay. All right. This was information and news you could use, Group 2. And we will move to Group 3. Group 3. You guys have the green. Love that. This is Green Adventurine. And I think I said Adventurite in the intro. Not sure. But definitely Adventurine. Okay. Known as the Good Luck Stone or Stone of Opportunity. Adventurine is used to attract abundance into your life. It propels growth, not just physical, but also personally, presenting learning opportunities for your soul's evolution. Adventuring also aligns situations so opportunities appear. I love that. Acting as a stabilizing force, adventuring balances male and female energy to bring a soothing harmony between yin and yang. Adventuring can also attract love, complementing the heart chakra and resolving lingering emotional issues. So this is your card for the day. Now, you guys have prosperity, did it say? Let me say that one more time. Prosperity, fortune, and opportunity. It talks about harmony between the yin and yang, balancing male and female energies, and also attracting love, complementing the heart, resolving lingering emotional issues. Okay, so I just wanted to highlight those key phrases. As we get started, let's see what comes of it. We have Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Okay, these are the crystal runes. This selenite feels so good. I'm talking about it is so cool and so chill. It's just the perfect balance, right? With our golden foil, you have the Two of Swords. I like the Two of Swords. I don't know if you know it or not, but the previous intro that I've taken down, because I am going to make a new one, I used the Somnia deck. And she was, I don't know where she is. Let me see. She was, oh look, the Wheel of Fortune. She was like my love. Like when I saw, look at her. Okay. When I saw this online, I was just like, baby, I took it and ran with it. I got the cards. He's making an oracle deck. I'm sure I'll be the first one to have them. And credit to the photographer. I used some of the artwork in my intro, and the Two of Swords was the highlight. So I just wanted to point that out. The Two of Swords is a beautiful card when you understand tarot. Sometimes it doesn't get the best name, right? Because it could talk about refusing to see. It may talk about blocks or being at a crossroad. Those are not negative things. Those are just things that are possibly true, okay? Now, another thing that I love about the Two of Swords is it's my Karate Kid energy, where he was trained to not be, I guess, defeated by certain circumstances, even if they were unfair, all right? So when the situation came to be that he had to use that training, somebody threw salt or like sand in his eyes during a karate fight, like a professional fight. Isn't that Karate Kid? I don't think it's like Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee. I think it's Karate Kid. And he was innocent. He worked hard. And here goes this really mean, like negative dude, threw something in his eyes, totally cheated. I'm a millennial. If you've never seen Karate Kid, Google it. Some of you guys may remember the movie. But he had to calm himself, still his mind, go within and use this unbeatable energy, which is your higher self, or the strength when you're in this connection with your guide, or just whatever the case may be. It's mystical and magical. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just like in The Last Dragon, when he had to go within and surrender and then thought he was going to lose, and then like he started glowing and caught the bullet with his teeth. Kind of like that. If there's anything interfering with your emotional with your abundance or prosperity, I would bet like $2 that it has to do with like something emotional and something in the subconscious. Now, for those of you with the unexpected income and the abundance that may be coming toward you, I feel that it's coming from the other side, which means that your spiritual bank may be transferring to the third dimension because you have the capacity to see through to the other side. Now, some of you guys who may have businesses, may involve finances, it definitely talks about kind of not being honest with the self about financial matters. Same thing in relationships, not being honest fully with the self about the current state of the emotions or finances. So it just requires us to take a look at and be honest with ourselves about what's in front of us, okay? You also have Judgment. Okay. I feel that some of us here, it's a need to be brutally honest about situations from the past. It also may require a broadened perspective because two things could be true, okay? Judgment also talks about a revelation or some sort of realization. I feel that that is the thing that may remove the block. Now, this realization or revelation could be divinely guided, so just be mindful of that. In relationships or family matters, the judgment card clearly shows that all of you guys will be united. Now, if there's a person that is refusing to see, there is still a chance that there will be a resurrection of a past situation. We will take clarifiers, and it's not a personal reading, but the judgment card also talks about something just being over and done with and somebody protecting their heart. Okay? You'll know what's for you. See, here's that. So the Three of Swords is a removal of the block that could have happened in the Two of Swords. Now, for some of you guys, this pain, right? The sadness, the situation that ended, it may even be unresolved emotional issues regarding family matters, being judged, people not seeing how things could go. I know before I started like the business that's actually legitimate now, and I got a trademark pending, when I started that off the ground, I didn't have a lot of support, and it did seem like a retarded idea where people would say that I was in denial and I'm refusing to see that it's ridiculous. You know, I have children, and I go from being in a family unit in corporate America, also in law school, to getting through law school, starting a t-shirt company and selling bling cups and youth sports accessories on Etsy. They were like, you got to be out of your mind. Like, you don't understand the current state of the relationships that you're damaging, your financial situation to now be, you know, like a single parent. Well, not single because I still have like financial support from my partner, but at the time, just we're separated, right? That hurt. I was in a lot of pain. I was going through what the judgment card could show as just walking through winter's past. You know what I'm saying? Like, you watch those movies and you're being guided through things. And it was not the best time for me. And I also know that being at a crossroad means, what are you going to do now? Which says that it's totally within your control. So where some things could be painful and hurt, other things could be that thing that removes the block. And it's now your choice on how you're going to move forward with it. It could sound really easy with me saying it, but I experienced it and I don't regret it. I don't take nothing back, and I'm not making it seem, you know, like, oh, it's different for everybody. And it's like, no, not really. It is what it is if we allow ourselves to see that those two things can be true. And then for some of us, there may be a final decision on one or two things. Okay, so let's see. Ooh. The Wheel of Fortune. I feel that this is a fated situation. Regardless of what it is, it has to happen and it's going to happen. Others of you, when I see the Wheel of Fortune and I think about fate, it reminds me of destiny, which are the two choices. Fate is whatever was written, whatever's in your natal chart, whatever your socioeconomic stance is, whatever the generational curses are. This is just repeating yourself. This is the loop. This is what's going to happen. Check the transits in your chart as well. It may talk about timing for some, but the second choice is destiny, where you choose to see another option, even when there is no option. To me, the Two of Swords is not only connected with the Queen of Swords, but the High Priestess. The High Priestess believes in the impossible and actually has the capacity to get it done. That's, you know, what I want you to see. Mostly, while the High Priestess could be him or her, may have experienced heartache and pain, family issues, reincarnations, the High Priestess is connected to the divine, and I feel has the magic amplified, much like a magician or the Hierophant or something like that, where she or he can be maneuvered through whatever the loops are, whatever the maze is. You feel me? Kind of like in the Matrix, right? He was guided when he went to those payphones to get that phone call, to be pulled out of certain situations, which any other person would have been caught up. So when I say that whatever this is totally within your control and in your hands, you just have to see it that way. The next card we have is the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is my victory card. Four of Swords is also a meditative state. Now, it's probably time for you to meditate and activate and unlock that heart chakra if you want to get this. Because this green card, and I think it was the only green card of all the selection, says that you have access to abundance and prosperity. It also says fortune, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. But there may need to be a heart activation, which amplifies your magnetic field, literally, like your aura. It amplifies your ability to be a magnet for whatever it is that you truly want. But you got to be honest and in the present moment about what that is, because some of us may have past issues, past life vows and commitments that no longer serve us, and it could be painful. But being honest about what you want this lifetime in this present moment is our bread and butter. I had to walk away from somebody I consider a twin flame. And even though energetically, I still feel, I'm not going to hold you, I can still feel that it has the potential, but it would only have potential if other parties were in alignment with where I am spiritually. If I advance, they say technically your person is supposed to advance. It doesn't always happen like that. And it could hurt someone to have to leave things and people in the past, but not if love for self, love for source, and love for the present moment and your abundance supersedes what ain't working. You feel me? Now, notice the motions. You guys have synchronicities, and says that if you just take the steps and follow the guidance, you're good. You start off with the Two of Swords. We move into the Three of Swords. You now have the Four of Swords. So I feel like that's super cool. Libra may be significant for some of you because we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 swords here, which is connected to our Queen of Swords. Now, how does she handle heartbreak? With intelligence, all right? Maybe adjusting her expectations, accepting all and rejecting none, making her almost qualified to be the sage energy or wise energy. Spirit is like, nah, it's kind of like the same flow. On the flip side, the shadow side, the Queen of Swords could also be one that has shut down, hardened her heart, and is just not really tolerant of the optimism that comes with the High Priestess or manifesting such almost impossible conditions. So your choice, okay? Because I am all for sage wisdom, but I also love the impossible, especially if I have the capacity to accomplish it, right? Here's the crossroad that complements the Two of Swords. The crossroad says that something could go either way. It doesn't have to be a specific way. And I feel that you'll know what that is before it happens through meditation guidance or some sort of alternative vision. Like, I've heard of children being born under a veil, right? Which means that they have some sort of gift and abilities, maybe some hunches and some nudges or just whatever that gift is. I also know that the veil is connected to the bride. And if this is like the bride energy, why she's coming up as the Queen of Swords is beyond me. The bride is sometimes symbolic to the feminine energy within a union. If this is like the Lover's card within yourself, the feminine energy chooses from the spirit. The masculine aspect of us chooses from the physical. So this would be a very spiritual energy, or something that doesn't require like the alpha masculine physical aspect of us. And keep in mind that physical would include third dimension experiences, your current financial state, realistic things that we can currently look at and say, this is what it is. This situation is deeper than that, which is why I knew when that card ended with clearing emotional turmoil, harmonizing the yin and yang. The yin and yang is similar to the spiritual versus the physical aspect of a person, decision making, or a relationship. The lily, all right? Now, the lily is a very beautiful flower, and I sat with that card for a second to see how it fit you guys. So I thought about the bouquet, but there's a bouquet card. A bouquet card would be a an assortment of arrangements. This is just one particular flower, and I feel that some of you may have the lily as a favorite flower or have this strong connection to the water, because lilies, have a connection to water as far as like where they grow and how they prosper. Okay? So the water could be important, which takes us back to clearing out that emotional energy from the past, and it could come through a shattering experience of a heart chakra activation or opening. If you hadn't, which this is totally not sponsored, but like I said, when I was at a pivotal point of where my life was going next, I attracted teachers. So they always say when the student is ready, the teacher would appear. I looked at some meditations for the Merkaba. I looked at information regarding like the Heart Math Institute and past life regression and all of those things. So as a student doing so well, turning my life around, I became like an instructor in a sense. So I don't teach people how to do it, but I got licensed to practice it on others. Okay. So if you are interested, I'm currently redoing my actual website. So I'm holding off on like taking Etsy orders. If you are interested in any products or services, check the post on the YouTube tab here, or just email me directly. Okay, so it should be up and running, or at least I have an idea of what we're doing by the 15th, which is the new product launch date for the merch. I'm just not satisfied with what Etsy does, and honestly, they take too much from creators. And if I'm going to pay a lot, I'm going to be the sole proprietary over the product and the services. Is all I'm saying. So, in shuffling the cards and running my mouth, you got the black egg coming out over the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords talks about seeing reality. The black egg asks us to do the same. It's like a dark truth. Okay. Now, with the Judgment card, I feel that you and this person may have separated, have been totally opposite. Now, some way we're looking to merge our light and our darkness, because there's this dark shadowy cloud, but here's the light of the sun behind it. So those things merging could be painful. It may feel like rock bottom. It may feel like a crossroad. However, your highest potential will come of it, and some of you guys may be receiving some good news coming toward you that just happened to take a long time. I will take it. You are the magician. You have a connection to the divine, magic, alchemy, and some sort of manipulation to the timeline. Okay? You can do that. The Seven of Pentacles says that what you put into it, you are going to get out of it. It also talks about victory as well as timing, the stars aligning, and having some sort of patience. Past efforts being rewarded. The crossroad for some of you guys are old cords and connections that possibly need to be severed. And I see that some of those severings should also include your beliefs. Okay. Poverty, love, and obedience are the three vows for the Hierophant. So there may be some outdated financial beliefs that may be holding us back. Now, others of you guys may receive some information, may be taking my advice, taking courses, getting licensing for some sort of spiritually based business is one of your decisions, or a more practical institutionalized future, however that works for you. That would include like a nonprofit, getting a job, or being like a missionary almost, traveling to do spiritual work. You don't have to get paid for it. So we'll see how that goes. It could also say that the key to releasing yourself from whatever binding you're in is in this heart chakra. Usually that's where the key goes, is in the heart. And for some of you, the truth is that key, which may not be acceptable for some reason, but it's also where your fortune lies. Okay. So group 3, that is what I have for you guys. And we will move to group 4. Group 4 and finale. You guys have one of my newest favorite cards. And I say that because I have like 2 or 3 favorites. But when I came across this card, Not only was I interested in getting a golden retriever because they seem like the sweetest, cutest, most user-friendliest dogs I have ever seen on Instagram, right? But I love the golden rays, and we are using the golden foil cards, and today is a magical Lionsgate portal day, as well as the gateway portal, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, it's also Leo sun energy, so how could you lose, group 4? This card represents abundance, expansion, and the golden rays. Universal life force flows strongly with the golden healer. That's what it's called. With an exceedingly high vibration, golden healers carry bioscalar rays, okay? An abundant form of power that increases in spatial mass. Now, y'all must be pretty advanced creatures with words like bioscalar and spatial mass, okay? This potent energy can expand awareness across multiple dimensions, transforming your vibration all the way down to the cells in your body. Who is not interested in that? Okay? It's connected to the solar plexus. This stone allows the highest form of healing for your identity and self-worth, releasing ancestral trauma that may have affected you and been passed down through family lineage. So if I have any black sheep, generational curse breakers, star seeds, alchemists, magicians, or just normal people, who, not to say those people aren't normal, but they are a bit advanced and possibly abnormal. But if you're just a normal person stumbling upon this video, it can't hurt, right? Coincidentally, your selenite runes are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. We have the golden foil, 9 cups. I don't think I have to tell you that the 9 of cups truly represents wish fulfillment. It also represents acceptance and contentment. And one thing intuitively that has been like a personal mind of mine is that it represents what brings together the 369, the universal laws, manifesting, and some super galactic thing, right? The lines in his garment, to me, are similar to the lines in the 9 of Swords, which when it comes to manifesting, okay, or this 369 like universal law thing, it talks about the grid. And I think if he's wearing the garment and he seems content, happy, or within bliss, he may have learned something, okay, about how things work. Or if nothing else, has become content with them, which still brings about bliss in the physical life, okay? The 9 of Cups also is a card of emotional fulfillment. So there's a lot of rich people. There's people who have won the lottery. There's people who are poor. There's just a shit ton of people on this planet, right? Not all of them are necessarily happy with the conditions. It's hard to imagine somebody winning $100 million in a Powerball, but still has trauma and deception and darkness and, lower vibrational situations in their life. But it's true. So with the golden healer, it's like there's no way you could have a low vibration or be unhappy, because you're transmuting from within the things that normally become apparent outside of us. There are things in this life that we have no control over, like where you open your eyes at and the family you were born into. And that's not always, what it's cracked out to be. But through your own personal determination, connecting with this 9 of Cup energy, and finding your true bliss and or contentment in a world full of, by percentages in my observation, I'm going to go with a little bit of turmoil. Now, I agree that this planet is beautiful. The natural resources, seeing people smile, families, the capacity that we have in the 3rd dimension is unmatched, because I ain't been into another physical dimension outside of this one. So I want to express that I'm proud, it's like patriotic. I'm proud to be an American. I'm content with being in this human form. But by percentages, and looking at the overall, it is easy to fall down the rabbit hole of turmoil, no matter what your financial states are or even your health. I've seen people in poor health and sometimes born with illnesses and conditions, but never lose a smile on their face. And then I see presumably healthy people walking around with all their limbs. They got a problem. So, said all that to say this, I'm not mad at the Nine of Cups, and it should be something we all deserve or even aim for, because emotional contentment and bliss to me is emotional stability, and it's just heaven, because hell is torment. And even if they're not physical places, which I'm on the drawing board about, I feel that they're perspective based and dimensional. How you think, what you experience, how you perceive it, how you react. I'm not gonna, that wasn't like fake shock. I swear, I did shuffle out all of you guys' cards. I do not remember you guys having 2 nines of cups. So here we are. Now, I didn't gain weight, so don't be shy about that. I'm just playing. You know how they say you get happy weight in a relationship or just when you're doing okay. He has a chubby little face, but like they zoomed in on it. So I don't know if spirit wants me to zoom in on something, or this is just collaborating, amplifying, should I say, everything that I just said, because it is zoomed in. One is the full picture. The other is like a face portrait. I'm not sure if any of you guys are going through any life experiences other than maybe I missed the fact that there are 2 suns on this card. Okay. If that's symbolic to someone in the environment, cool. There's the twins. I don't see any zodiac signs associated with the twins, but hey, okay. But there's something identical. And then we got 2 cards of the same suits with the same number. 99 could be significant to some of you. And for the first time in a long time, I'm looking at 99 and not seeing a curse or some sort of spell or some sort of soul contract binding, because 99 and 1999 is not all cherry tree stories. Okay, you guys have 2 Nine of Cups. I am going to dig into some clarifiers just for fuck's sake. So hold on to your boots. Now, your abundance or unexpected income could come from work. It may come from internal work. It may come from commitment. It may come from what you've had to do repeatedly. This could be a second lifetime. This may be you and a partner. But true happiness and bliss, as well as, collaborating and compromise could move mountains. This could be different aspects of you. This may include multiple people, or whatever the case may be. 2 people, or at least both aspects of you, the yin and the yang, working diligently, and I feel like in some sort of organized, detailed manner that leads to mastery. I think that that's super dope. As well as being content with the things that you've had to sacrifice. I am pretty sure with the 9 of Cups, it will be returned. Some of you may be solely focused on your emotional well-being, and that's the work that brings in whatever this abundance or unexpected income is for you. Now, this is like very in sync, and I say that because you got 2 Nines of Cups, and then you have the 8 and the 6 of Pentacles. This does talk about support. Now, there are some decks that show the 6 of Pentacles with the hand out, right? But in this particular deck, it's the 5 of Pentacles with the hand out, and the 6 of Pentacles with this giving energy, right? So it's not focusing on receiving, because receiving sometimes with the Pentacle suit could talk about asking, begging, despair. You know, we don't have that. We have sprinkling on top. So this like Salt Bae. This like something goes so good, and then it's like a little cherry on top. So it's giving me support. It also says that 2 people, that are happy individually, coming in unison to work or do the work, whatever that is, And I feel like it's a balance of give and take. There may be a relationship that's coming in for you, or a change, because today is the 8th, the month is the 8th. We're at this 8/8 portal, and the first 8 that you got on your reading group for is the 8 of Pentacles. So your improvement may come through work, effort, okay, or the night, right? Because sometimes we work through the night with the 8 of Pentacles, and then you have the stars drizzling, okay? So make sure you may have some shooting stars, or wherever you are geographically or whatever. Look into anything significant that could be happening within the stars. All right. Here we have Justice. Now, what I like about this is there's a scale traditionally in the 6 of Pentacles where we're weighing our options, we're focusing on the truth without fear or favor, and using our discernment. It's kind of like, I'm feeling like the World card almost like whole when it comes to happiness, contentment, something we're doing, the giving and receiving aspect, and how we're perceiving it all is totally working for you guys. Take a look at where the Libra transits are, because I feel like I keep saying Libra in this particular reading with a few of the different groups. And it also talks about legalities. If you have anything caught up in the courts system, like support, I feel that work and some sort of fulfillment, okay, may be involved, whatever that conversation is, okay, because it's a general reading. You guys did get the bouquet. Another group got the lilies. You got the bouquet, which talks about an assortment of different flowers. So I feel that there could be different streams of income or different rewards that you're going to receive kind of like of the same caliber, if that makes sense. Yeah, you got the ships. Your ships are coming in, group 4. You are the only group. Now, even though other groups got abundance, what else did I see? They got, and I'm going to pull you some clarifiers from the Wild Unknown and our Marble card here. What did they get? Abundance, some other stuff, prosperity. You got the ships, buddy. Okay, and I see why. Maybe that's why you say happy. Something goes in your favor. A final decision is being made. Again, it may have to do with your bliss and your joy. You're going to be super happy. Okay, I want to be group 4. I like all the groups. Everybody got a piece of goodness. But to be super happy about something, this is joy with the dolphin and joy with the otter. Okay, so child, it's coming to you, and it's like boom. It may have taken some time, but you manifested it, and through your subconscious, which means that you have totally done some work, because most human beings are not manifesting from the subconscious consciously. We're manifesting from the subconscious unconsciously, which is why it appears sometimes that things ain't going our way. Now look at the synchronicities. You got 8, and I was like, oh, you got 8 and 6 pentacles, but you guys have 8 and 9. So this talks about release. It talks about victory. It talks about being let out of something. If there's a karmic contract coming to an end with these 9s, maybe 2 of them, there could be 2 transits that are changing that affords you to be released, let go of. Baby, you done fulfilled some sort of deed, whatever the thing may be. I love it. I feel that there's going to be more than enough, which makes you so happy. And watch your surroundings, okay? Watch the people with their hands out with the 6 of stars, which is similar to the 6 of pentacles. It was a long time coming, and so much so that you may not even see it coming. I also feel like you need to protect yourself from the things that you are unaware of, because the croc talks about being stuck and waiting and watching, and this scale talks about knowing when it's go time and having the discernment to decipher that. So keep it steady, keep it easy. There may be some things in the near future that we don't see, and as soon as I said that, we have the Daughter of Cups, which with the bouquet may be the offer, okay? And I feel like the offer could have multiple choices, but may not. And others of you, this serves as some sort of caution, because the hawk is the overseer that sees things from a different perspective. I wouldn't say it warns us, But the last time that I saw the hawk or falcon energy, it was connected to the bear who was coming out of hibernation, and a bunch of fish were coming. So it's like the bear may have been tucked away, isolated in the dark for some time, and he's going to wake up and he's going to come out hungry, and who knows how that's going to go. But it was a hawk right beside the bear, and the message within the card was just that they're coming, and like the card behind it was a bunch of dolphin and a bunch of fish. So I was like, the bear's not gonna have to go far to search for food, and there's an overwhelming amount of it, which isn't bad. The only thing I don't like an overwhelming amount of is like emotions, and you're overstimulated, or it's like negative, but you don't have that here. You have happiness and bliss that you're content with, not overly stimulated, which I think is super dope. And this may be for a single parent. This could be some form of support for a business, okay? And it also talks about from an administration. So when I said legalities, justice, it could be galactic energy, like I said, where the transits shift or something like that. But there is something definitely going in your favor by the means of finances. Some of you guys may be improving the details or the decoration in the home, with the business, on your social medias, whatever the case may be. It's like amplifying or like beautifying something. Definitely a business, and for some of you, it may be a supportive partner, okay? If you're spending a lot of time on work, these cards are saying that there may be time to play, okay? It may be a need to play. You work hard, you play hard, all right? You've been stuck. These transits been locking you in. Things have been kind of slow, and I think they're going to speed up a little bit for you. There may be communication. There may be text. Some of you guys may use this money or information to do some research, expand your studies. It says to observe and prepare for it. Don't be insecure. Know that you have everything you need to make it happen. But I'm seeing a choice, and I'm also seeing communication possibly from a lover. We got Aquarian energy there. I'm nosy. We have Aquarian energy here. It may be a letter about that judgment or a final decision being made. And then the offer comes. So here is the offer itself that we're just talking about it. But it's like once this judgment is made, once this decision is made, the King of Swords could also just represent a very intelligent, sharply dressed, neatly groomed male or person, okay? And doubling down on good looking, good dressing with the Knight of Cups to signify, something. This could even be you making changes or just upgrading your appearance, like I said, or even relocating. You could use the money to relocate. Some of you guys may go on an adventure or do something spontaneous, okay? But things are working in your favor, and some of you may wonder, like, how is it even happening like that? Now, I would encourage you, I'm not, okay? If I were to pick group 4 and you got the Justice card at the bottom of the deck, I wouldn't even question it. Now, I know that sometimes in this modern day and age, we could question things, right? If we're kind of guarded, it's like, why is this person so nice? Why is everything just happening for me? Why did I receive this? Why did I get that? But doing that, may not be the best idea. Okay, so that is what I got. Group, okay, could be a relationship or a partnership or just see how she's, okay, I don't know. I'm going to say this and I'll let y'all rock out. I did see the peacock. The peacock is usually so beautiful that it's distracting, right? And it's usually the males, just like the lions. They have the long mane, they have the look. The females in those species or groups, right, just have a basic kind of look, with some animals. And I'm noticing how the Mother of Pentacles doesn't have anything decorative. It does talk about her awareness, or some of you have, become content and sort of improved your health with joy, play, your expectations, and it has given you some level of mastery, I feel, over hypersensitivity and some other things that we talked about, as well as something that you've been waiting on finally coming. And for some of you, that could be a partner, a practical partner, a physical relationship, an actual 3D marriage, and not some spiritual, twin flame connection that is destined in the stars but ain't working in life. I just wanted to point out that he's a little bit more decorated. So I don't know what that says, but she's kind of plain, practical. Even her star isn't filled in. When I say decorated, usually when people say somebody is decorated, they could have a past, or I don't know. But it's like that past also comes with something that is divine or aligned, truly, because his antlers are not on fire, but they're balanced out with all of the chakras, and the antlers are sometimes used to communicate with the source. Oh, shit. Okay. I don't know what this is, but you have 2 suns on this 9 of Cups. Okay. And there are 2 suns in these 2 cards. And I have heard in ancient whatever astronomy, what is that? What are the people who get bones and travel to messing with stuff and digging up stuff, whatever? Have you ever heard of the dark sun? Right? So it's like, you feel me? Google it, look into it. Could be some galactic super code for you guys. I don't know, but I'm gonna let it rock, and I do hope that it helps. Until next time.